IKEA's head of sustainability was talking to the sustainability forum a few days ago, and he made this point that the world has hit what he calls peak curtains, like peak oil, basically, a point where everyone has so much useless shit that we don't need anymore, and the supply starts going down. And he makes a really interesting point because if you look at the economy over the last year or so, we've seen oil crash, commodities, metals crashing, wheat prices are way down. It's all because of this massive oversupply that just, there's too much and there's not enough to do with them. And to me, that's probably because central banks from all over the world, they've been pumping out like literally as much stimulus as they think they can get away with, trying to encourage people to just make more shit, make more shit, make more shit. And at no point has the question been asked like, well, do we need more shit? Is there a use for all this shit? Or are you just making shit because you need to, create jobs and move the economy and move money around? The other one is this year, for a while now, everyone's been really worried that we're like in this sort of tech startup bubble and that valuations are like way too high and that everyone is going crazy with it and that there's no way that this can last. And, the start of this year has not been great and people are getting worried. And there have been, VCs have been tighter with their cash and valuations are going down. And so, yet again, this question of like, shit, over the last few years, have we just been paying way too much for everything? Is everything kind of useless? Are we not making these developments in actual progress and creating value? And are we just sort of shoving money into piles because, we don't know what else to do with it? Again, the sharing economy, Uber, Airbnb, all that, another great example of this way that we're kind of making do with less stuff within an economic model that depends on needing to constantly consume more stuff. And I think people my age, my generation, like within America, we're hip to this. That's the hipster image, right? The sort of anti-advertising, anti-consumerism, small batch artisanal homebrew dude is this guy who, doesn't need to go out and buy plastic shit all the time. He likes his reusable, sustainable shit. And if that is the way of the future, then do we need more stuff? And so the reason this is kind of worrying and scary is that historically what the economy has done is basically move raw resources from one place to another place where they get turned into, complicated things that can do all kinds of shit. And then, sort of everyone extracts value along the way. But as our lives become increasingly digital and everyone strives to reach the pinnacle of an economy that is, services based and not actually like making anything, what is the role of stuff going to be? Like the next great wave of stuff was supposed to be wearables and the Internet of Things, and who gives a shit about either of those? No one cares. So where can stuff go but down? What is the next? Where else would it go? How could it go up? But then that begs this question that I think is fascinating of like, where do we go from here? What is the next thing? What's going to take the place of stuff? I mean, are we going to have like virtual reality stuff? Is it going to be an entire non-physical universe that we live in and we have all these like cool little digital things that don't actually have any physical form? Because you think about it, we're with Bitcoin, which are totally non-physical, and we're already halfway there with credit. We don't even really have physical money or currency anymore. We're 5 years away from not owning cars, and just when you need to go somewhere, you like hail a self-driving Google or GM car. So I think it's a very interesting future, and I think it's either a very interesting and beautiful future, or we have some kind of major global conflict in which we sort of destroy all the stuff and then we have to make new stuff. But either way, I think it's a wonderful, brave new world with all kinds of crazy shit in it that we're heading towards. And I, for one, welcome I can't make this joke work, but I want to see how it turns out, and I hope you do too. So let's, see. Bye-bye. Fuck you.